Police are looking for the teenager accused of killing a 17-year-old girl.
Shannon is here with what we know about the investigation and the victim. Shannon.
Brandon, AyeQ Hood was known as a dedicated dancer and a member of the drill team. She was also a new mother. She gave birth to a baby girl just 3 weeks before she was killed. AyeQ was a junior at Lancaster High School. Police say she was shot and killed Sunday at a home in South Central Oak Cliff. In addition to the Tigerette drill team, she also danced with the Next Level community dance group. Her instructor says AyeQ had dreams of continuing her dance career in college, and her murder came as a shock.
This right here is extremely sad because this young lady was only 17 years old. Not only was she just 17 years old, she was also a mother. Right? And it's like I always say, simps are the most dangerous men on this planet. Men who are emotionally weak. Those men are very dangerous. And when a woman chooses to deal with a man like that, she don't know what he's liable to do if he's in a situation where he can't control his emotions.
A U.S. Marshals task force arrested a 17-year-old for the shooting death of a teenage mother.
17-year-old AyeQ Hood was shot and killed over the weekend. She very recently gave birth to a baby girl. According to court documents, 17-year-old Trayvon Wright was the one who murdered her. Police say they were in an on and off relationship, and he believed he was the father of the child. He was not, and he found out.
He was only 17 years old. For a grown man to find out that a child that he believed is his is not his child, a grown man might self-destruct. So think about a 17-year-old teenager who don't know how to control his emotions, obviously. Think about him hearing that news. That's why it's wise for women to be honest with men. Because being dishonest to the wrong guy and making him believe that a child is his when a child is really not could cause an emotionally weak man to self-destruct. That's just the reality. That's why it's not good for women to play games with men. It's not good for women to play with men's emotions because they could be also playing with their lives doing that. And that's just the reality.
Fox 4's Rebecca Butcher, live in Dallas with the update. Rebecca.
Yeah, Steve. Well, Dallas police say that 17-year-old AyeQ Hood was shot and killed by her boyfriend. In an arrest warrant affidavit, says that Hood planned to tell the suspect that he was not the father of her newborn child. Dallas police say 17-year-old Trayvon Wright was arrested for murder Tuesday by U.S. Marshals and booked into the Dallas County Jail. The victim, Lancaster High School junior AyeQ Hood, was fatally shot Sunday morning at her mother's home on Grambling Drive in southeast Oak Cliff, according to Wright's arrest warrant affidavit. Hood's family has said she gave birth to a baby girl just 3 weeks prior. According to the affidavit, Hood's mother told police the suspect and Hood had been in an on-again, off-again dating relationship for the past 2 years, and that Hood had recently learned that her newborn daughter had not been fathered by suspect Wright. Hood's mother also told police her daughter planned to confess to Wright Sunday, January 7th, the day the murder took place, according to the documents. They also say Wright believed the newborn child to be his. The affidavit says Hood's mother heard a loud noise in her home around 10:30 a.m. and said she'd seen Wright in Hood's room. She found that the door was locked from the inside. The 17-year-old girl's mother became concerned for complainant Hood's safety and began banging on the door. She then approached Hood's bedroom from the outside and noted that the window was open and that the screen had been pushed outside of the residence. Hood's mother discovered Hood was suffering from a gunshot wound, and Wright was gone. She dialed 911, and when paramedics arrived, they found Hood deceased. Dallas police have not said where they arrested Wright or how they tracked him down, and they have not said whether a possible murder weapon was recovered or where Wright may have gotten the gun.
It's obvious this young man really wanted to be a father. He obviously believed that he was going to be the father to her child. Because a lot of times women will do a good job at lying to a man. And all that really is just her playing with his emotions. It's not wise to play with a person's emotions. Okay? That's just the bottom line. But it's like I always say, the people who suffers the most in these types of situations are always the kids. Because now that daughter will never know her mother. And I'm not quite sure if she knows who her real father is. That's why it's just sad, man. And that's why it's beneficial to be honest. Stop playing with people's emotions because you don't know what they are liable to do. That's just the bottom line. Obviously, this young man, he really wanted to be a dad. And the news drove him to do what he's been accused of.
Family and friends are remembering a Lancaster High School junior shot and killed this week. She had just given birth 3 weeks ago. Her on and off again boyfriend is charged with her murder. Tonight, her loved ones gathered at the school to celebrate her life. Fox 4's Rebecca Butcher live tonight just outside Dallas with more. Rebecca.
Steve, this evening's balloon release was all about celebrating the spirit of IKEA Hood. Her family tells me that this tragedy has only brought them closer together. After a moment of silence, dozens of balloons were released Wednesday outside of Lancaster High School, where murder victim IKEA Hood, a junior, attended school.
And this is amazing. She just let me know, she left an impact on everybody. It's just her name alone. You say IKEA, and this is what it is.
Sequoia Lester is Hood's mom. Sunday morning, she found her daughter suffering from a gunshot wound in a bedroom of her home on Grambling Drive in southeast Oak Cliff. Tuesday, Dallas police say Hood's suspected killer, 17-year-old Trayvon Wright, was arrested by U.S. Marshals and booked into the Dallas County Jail.
So I know that her spirit is still here with us, just like with all these people being here.
According to Wright's arrest warrant affidavit, the suspect and Hood had been in an on-again, off-again dating relationship for the past 2 years. The documents say Hood recently learned her newborn daughter had not been fathered by suspect Wright. She planned to confess to Wright the day she was murdered. The affidavit says Lester told police she heard a loud noise in the room where Wright and Hood were, and when she went to check on them, she found her daughter shot and Wright was gone. At the balloon release, friends, family, and loved ones shared memories of Hood, who was a member of the Tiger Woods dance team. They also donated baby items to the family.
We're forever grateful for this. We know that this means a lot. This would mean a lot to IKEA. It means a lot to us, and it shows that she was loved, and it lets us know that what happened to her, people understand is not correct, and they want to stand behind us.
Dallas police have not said where they arrested Wright or how they tracked him down. They also have not said whether a possible murder weapon was recovered or where Wright may have gotten the gun.
What was done unto my sister, I don't want to be done to anybody else. I don't want to cause another family pain. So at this point, on behalf of IKEA in Iceland, we're just asking for justice for IKEA.
This is why I tell men all the time, if you go on a break with your girl, never take her back. In their situation, they had an on and off relationship. So what that means is you do you, I do me, and sometimes we do each other. But obviously, her boyfriend was her main guy, but she had a few dudes on the side. So when she found out that she was pregnant, obviously she might think, oh, well, it got to be my boyfriend. He's my main dude. And that's the problem. That's why it's wise to be faithful and loyal. Because if you're a woman and you're sexually active with more than one man if you're sexually active with more than one man at a time, you could run into a situation like this where you don't know who the child father is. And this is why a DNA test should be mandatory at birth. This is exactly why. And also, parents have to take accountability as well. Because the fact that she was only 17 years old and pregnant, it means that she were living a bit fast. This type of issue is usually an issue that you might find with adults, with grown-ups. But the fact that they were only 17 years old and having this type of issue is just sad. I think a lot of people need to go to therapy because it will help. This right here should be a lesson, because in this situation, that's a young man who didn't know how to control his emotions. Of course, he's wrong. He's emotionally weak, but he's also just 17 years old. He's not even a man yet. And this is a young girl who was also 17 years old at the time, and she's already a mother. And in this situation, it just shows that parents need to do a better job, because it's really not their fault. It's the appearance. It is the appearance, man. Who raised them? Sad. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. It's your boy AyeQ. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm out.